Welcome back
It's
to
been a hot
Jesus,
minute.
to Jesus Freak and the Jew.
I had to go to therapy to decompress from all the trauma of the first 8
You mean
episodes.
from truth?
No,
Truth hurts you too much?
trauma of dealing with you and your
Since you,
aggressive,
since,
libtard ass, like,
since you couldn't sit in your little right-wing bubble, somebody had to bring you out of it. God forbid. What a disaster. Can you imagine what reality must do to your brain? I mean, a disaster.
I have a lot of peace about my right wing bubble. I'm very comfortable here. I've made like a couch and a bed, and like I've got a whoopee and like a pillow.
That echo chamber is like a womb for you. I mean, God forbid you have to look at
My
what's
mom
actually
did
happening in the
say
world.
I didn't want to be born. Like I tried to be late. She said you didn't want to come out of the womb. So it could just be like a full circle for me as an adult now. Like I'm really channeling my womb desires.
Lock him up.
Okay, then you should lock
Lock
every other
him
politician
up.
up too. All of them. They all need to be
Lock
incarcerated.
him up.
Okay, are you done?
I mean,
You feel better?
how does it
You got
hurt?
one more?
Does it hurt when they
No.
take? Does it hurt when they take your words, they throw them back at you, and you realize that you were spouting complete utter bullshit, and they're actually telling the truth? Does that bother you when you get
No,
it thrown in your
they're
face?
gaslighting. This is like a typical psychops of a narcissist, bro. I'm watching you play out every day. It's literally psychops at its finest. It's gaslighting.
Okay, so let's get into it. Let's start where I always like to start, the facts. And I like to see like the mental gymnastics, that you guys go through to pretend like what is right in
The
front of your
facts
face
that
doesn't
you
actually exist.
create, the facts that you create, these are not actual facts. It's literally a narrative that's been played out over and over and over again. Y'all's pattern is so real, it's almost predictable at this point. And we just sit back, like eats popcorn, sips vodka.
Yeah, we just sit there and go, what's actually happening in the world? Oh, this is happening, clearly. And you guys just go, no, it's not, because this happened, and that's not really what's going on. And Nicole and OJ and Peter Navarro. I mean,
Are
guys
we
are so
living in
ridiculous.
I thought you said we weren't living in the past.
Well, you guys do.
Oh
Okay, so let's talk about the facts. Let's start at the beginning.
Go ahead. Do your attorney thing. Go ahead.
Did he fuck Stormy Daniels?
Probably.
Oh. Wait, say that again?
I don't know. He's a guy. I don't know. I mean, I can only assume he's a dude. He's got a dick. He probably did. I don't know. I can't. I was
so
not.
He's been denying it. He's been denying it for 7 years. So you're saying that your Lord God and Orange Savior Donald Trump is telling an untruth? Is that possible?
I don't know if he fucked her. I honestly don't.
You just said probably. So you believe it's more
probably
likely than not.
No, I don't know what I believe anymore. I just watch it and I go, I don't know where the lies.
You said probably. You said probably, so you actually think he probably lied, and that means you think he's lying. He's probably lying about the fact that he claims he's never slept with her.
Okay, so let's go on both sides. Say I say yes, he did, and say I say no, he didn't. So give me.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. I'm asking what you believe. I don't know either. Nobody knows except him and Stormy. But I'm saying, what do you believe?
I don't know. So say he.
No, not say. Stop that.
I don't know.
Okay, so you're not gonna. But you said probably earlier. So you think he probably did because he has a dick, according to you.
Well, most high-powered men are man whores. I mean, that's a fact. Like,
why are you looking at me when you say that? Why would you?
I'm looking at the camera. You got a guilty conscience, mother.
Okay.
Do we need to go therapist on this one? No, I'm just saying, like, so there is a 50-50 chance that it was a yes or no. I mean, I don't really
probably
know.
does not.
I read when it all kind of happened that it was going down, but to me, I didn't like divest all this time into it because I'm like, well, if he did, he did. If he didn't, he didn't. So at the end of the day, what they're trying to indict him for.
No, we're not even there yet. See, this is what you do. You're just trying to like distract and not divest. Invest.
I'm not.
But I'm just asking you a simple question. Do you believe he fucked her or not?
I don't
yes, know. No. Okay, what do you believe? It's not about facts. I'm not saying did he do it. Okay, I'm saying do you believe that he did it? And if you say no, that's fine. I just want an answer. Earlier you said probably. We spent the last 4 minutes arguing about what probably means. Do you, Jesus freaks, American badass, believe that he fucked Stormy Daniels?
I'll go with no.
Okay. All right, fine.
Do you know that sometimes I do this just to mess
No,
with
no, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, look, this is what you guys do. You make shit up and then
you guys, or is it just
create,
me to you? Because I do
create
this
an entire lifestyle based on making things up. Okay.
Okay.
Do you believe that Michael Cohen paid her $130,000?
That I do not know.
So the fact that he was convicted, went to jail, admitted it, provided the checks, gave them all the documentation on the HELOC that he had in his house that he paid her with, you still don't believe that he paid her $130,000. You think that's made up?
Maybe.
See, this is why it's so hard to argue with you guys.
It's
Because
not
you're
that.
in such fucking fantasy land. Like, is the sky fucking blue? I mean, of course this guy paid. He went to jail for 3 years.
What color do you think this guy is, Dan?
Oh my God. Okay. It's blue like my shirt and like my people. Okay, so Michael Cohen didn't even pay her $130,000. That's made up too. That's made up too. Okay. Okay, well, if that's made up.
Okay,
then...
so let's say, yeah, sure. Yep, he paid her. Okay. I'm just tracking with you. Go ahead. He paid her.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Facts are there.
Okay.
According to you. Go ahead. Facts are
I'm
there.
going to go look at the green sky later on.
I just want to hear your opinion. So I'm just kind of like,
but that's the thing is, this is what you guys do. Opinions are not facts. I can ask you for your opinion and I can ask you for your facts. Those are two different things. Like Fox News just paid $787 million because they were providing opinion, which they knew was false, as fact. So they lost $1 billion. So there's a distinct, you understand the distinction, right? Opinion and fact.
I do.
Okay, so we're talking about facts. Let's talk about facts, and then we'll get to your opinion on minute 11 or something like that. Okay, so he paid the $130,000. Do you believe that Trump paid him $400 and some odd $30,000 in compensation?
Well, if you're saying that he took
I'm not saying. I'm asking what you believe.
Out to pay for it, and there's facts there, then.
But do you believe it? Do you believe that Trump wrote him? And don't get me on the exact amount. I think it was $430,000. Do you believe that he paid $400 some odd thousand to Michael to reimburse him for the $130 that you've at least reluctantly agreed that Michael Cohen did pay?
Sure.
Okay. Do you believe that Trump mischaracterized business records as saying they were legal fees when in fact they were not legal fees? Do you believe that?
I mean, if he's trying to cover his trail, sure. Yeah.
Okay. So if you believe those four things, how can you possibly say this indictment is not valid?
I don't really actually believe them. I'm just tracking with you because I just want to hear your sentiment.
Okay. Don't believe. Okay. Well, so let's break that down. You don't believe who regarding what? Who is them?
Them? What do you mean?
Who's them? You said, I don't believe them. Who's them? Who's them? They.
I don't believe the
boogeyman.
New York. I don't believe the state's attorney's office, and I don't believe that this case has valid. It's not valid and has zero merit. Like
okay, let's find out why. Why? Okay, why? Now you can tell me why you don't believe anything.
Why is the reason that they're attacking Trump? Why are they coming after him? Because he did what? What's the purpose of this indictment? What's the whole?
He falsified business records to cover up a crime.
For what reason, though?
So he would be elected to the presidency of the United States. But that doesn't really matter. He falsified business. The intent does not matter. He falsified business records in order to cover up either federal or state election law.
So for me, right, like if we're going to actually dissect something, like I want to get to the root cause of why someone would do something. What would make someone do something? Like,
well, let's say I cut your head off. Okay.
Well, that would be terrible because the world wouldn't get to see my pretty face.
It would be a disaster. I mean, the world might implode and fall in on itself.
Oh my God, it would die.
But let's say I cut your head off. Does it matter why I did it?
Absolutely.
Why?
But he didn't murder someone and decapitate.
But a crime is a crime. Okay,
no,
let's say I stole your TV. Does it matter why I did it?
And there are different levels of crime, and you know that. Like there's felony, there's larceny, there's murder, like there's homicide. Okay, and they each have a different penalty. So like you're comparing him decapitating somebody to literally covering up something that he did.
I'm doing it to prove a point. There are crimes where intent
Correct.
is an element of the crime. You're absolutely correct, Miss Lawyer.
I love you so much.
And by the way, intent
how many
sometimes
other politicians and how many other businessmen and how many people in the world?
That's not the point. We're not there yet.
It is the point. Have done exactly what he quote unquote did, or they're trying to prove he did.
They didn't get caught.
Never gotten caught. But wait. Maybe it wasn't that, like, they're after him. Like, they continue to attack this. He's not even in office. He has nothing to do with any of the shit that's going on in politics.
Exactly. So why are you protecting him? So why is it a political crime if he's not in office? He's just falsified business records.
Just an attack on someone, and it's just petty and childish, and it's a deflection mechanism for all the bullshit that's really going on behind the scenes. Here, let's dangle the carrot and get Trump in trouble again and cause a ruckus. Meanwhile, we're over here passing laws and shit that are going to fuck the American people over and over and over and over again. But let's indict Trump. It incites the masses. And it's
you mean like in January 6th? Like on January 6th when Trump incited the masses?
I love you, but you never watched that documentary I sent you, and you need to watch it. You need to have a more holistic view of what's really going on in the world.
Okay. Well, you have to believe facts, right? In the world. Like when you have facts.
I see facts, but I also
what's interesting,
that's not facts.
What's interesting is you basically admitted
I just want you to come to Florida and be a fucking Republican. Will you stop being a fucking liberal motherfucker?
It's not about being little. It's about looking at the facts, man. It's like look at the facts.
You are literally like possessed by demons right now.
I'm possessed by facts because this is what you guys do. You never want to focus on the facts because the facts are always against you. You're always trying to create this alternate reality.
Factual thinkers just like me, and we put 1 and 1 and it equals 2 together, and we
but they're not on this podcast. The whole point of this podcast.
Well, I'm a representation of the American badasses.
Right, okay, that's fine. That's why I'm asking you questions that are supposed to elicit a response of reality. Not like, there's all these people and everybody's going after Trump and it's all a carrot. Fuck that. Let's just talk about the facts to start with. Now, at the end of the day, if you want to say that this was politically motivated charge, and they're doing this in order to distract the masses, that's fine. But let's get there. And to get there, we have to discuss what he actually did and whether he's actually liable for a crime. You actually admitted it at the beginning of this whole thing. Her fucking her doesn't really matter. Michael Cohen paid her. Trump paid him back, reimbursed him, and mischaracterized business records to cover those payments up. Period. That's a crime.
God, we've all done that. You ever owned a business before?
Well, then we've all committed crimes. We've all committed crimes. We've all committed crimes. And some of us get caught doing it.
Not getting caught doing exactly like the
some of us get caught doing it.
Or whatever. So what happened? So I want to know how. So I'm not up to date on this whole story in terms of how he got caught. Like how did it come to fruition? Like how did it come out?
Michael Cohen told everybody in the world.
But why did Michael Cohen tell now?
Because Michael Cohen hates Trump and he wants to get back at him for all the crimes he did. Now, wait, there's one other element we didn't get to because you started your normal right-wing spouting. Now, here's where you actually might win on your case, okay? Because the first 3 things we talked about, you lose for sure. You just lost.
Because you're
Here's where you might win. No, because you admitted them, so you lost. The problem with it is that when the mischaracterization of business records is a misdemeanor, okay? It's a much lesser severity level, and there's a shorter statute of limitations. Statute of limitations is like 2 years or something, or 1 year. So if it was a misdemeanor, they could not charge him because it was too late. Now, if he was doing it to conceal another crime, then it's a felony, okay? The felony extends the statute of limitations, allows them to bring the charges this late. Now, they haven't told us really what the felony is. They said that, Bragg, the Manhattan DA, said that he had violated state and federal election laws. Now, the state has never tried to convict somebody of a violation of federal election laws. We don't know what the state election laws is. So that's where I thought you were going to go. I thought you were going to be actually prepared for today and have like an iota of a clue what you're talking about and jump right into that because that's the real issue.
Well, I just like to hear you talk first, so I know exactly how I need to fucking handle you. So really, it's strategy.
So you hear what the facts are, so you learn about what we're actually talking about.
No.
That's fine.
And so, in my opinion, right?
I'm like the narrator.
And based off of law, right? You're charging someone with a felony. Mm-hmm. You're making it a national and a global story.
They're not making it. It's just
No.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Because there are stories out there that are newsworthy that never make it to the news, that are actually relevant and important to people, but those don't make it. Only this dangle of carrots, shiny object, let's fuck Trump, like that's where we're at all the time. So they're charging him a felony. What's the felony? You're putting it out there that you're charging him, but now all of a sudden there's no real charge. How?
No, they're not. No. You're right. And I was actually expecting you to immediately jump on this, but you clearly didn't know about it. So I'm glad I informed you. I'm glad I made you a little bit better educated about what's going on in the world.
I literally brought this up 3 minutes ago, and I said, you're going balls to the wall and saying he needs to be locked up, but there are different levels of crimes, and each one of them has a different punishment.
Well, you were comparing the crime to the decapitation example, which I was doing merely to prove a point.
But really, at the end of the day, this is a misdemeanor. If
it might be,
we want to talk about it, maybe a misdemeanor. Maybe
it might be.
Like, that's
it might be
big maybe. But they're trying to escalate and make it a felony, but they don't even have the exact charge. How do you do that? Like, explain that to me. Like, no, I'm saying, like, you're an attorney.
I'll explain to you. Want me to explain to you?
Go ahead.
Because all they've done is done an indictment. They haven't gone to trial.
Correct.
They're required to disclose what he's being arrested for. They're not required to disclose all the facts that allow them to prove it. Now, there's a process called discovery, which is going on right now, which they can have, they're either going to prove the case or not prove the case. And by the way, I don't know that they can get over that threshold. Most lawyers who you talk to will say this is a very tenuous allegation.
100%.
To go from misdemeanor to a felony. However, by the way, going back to your point from a minute ago, the reason why it's such big news is because he's the first president in the fucking history of our country to be charged with a felony. And by the way, a crime. And by the way, this is the first of about 7 that are coming.
That is not fucking true. Nixon, Watergate, bro, where have you been? There are other presidents that have done way worse shit.
No president, including Nixon, has ever been charged for a crime by a law enforcement agency.
What? Listen.
Ever.
They've never wanted to take a president down so bad because he's exposing all.
There's never been a president who's engaged in this much misconduct. Really? There's never a president who's done this much.
John F. Kennedy was trying to expose all their bullshit back in the day, and they fucking took him out. So, like, I mean, you're really.
Wasn't JFK Jr. going to come back from the dead and be like the VP in 2024? You don't know? You don't know if JFK Jr. is alive and is going to be the VP candidate for 2024?
No, you're saying that. I'm like, I don't know anything about that. So
you don't know that? You don't know?
On the streets, send me that.
See, this is where you guys just lose all credibility. It's like it's so.
Dan, I hear what you're saying. Like, no, I don't think JFK Jr. is alive and he's going to rise up from the dead and like take.
So why would you say I don't know? Why would you say I don't know? Why would you say that? Why don't you laugh and go, yeah, that's ridiculous?
I just sit there and I go, yeah, whatever, bro. Say whatever you want. It's fine. Yeah, sure. That sounds great. Whatever. Because I'm not gonna worry about it. Like, I don't care about JFK.
We're talking, and when you hear something that you know is obviously untrue, isn't it incumbent upon you to say, you know what, that's untrue? I don't care what the right-wing media and all these fucking whack job QAnon lunatics are saying. Clearly, JFK Jr. is dead and he's not coming back. Wouldn't you just go, ha ha, of course he's not coming back?
Oh, when it really comes to like politics and the global state of the world right now, there's a lot of shit that's very uncertain. It's very uncertain. Like, you read one thing, you read another, you do some research, you watch some video, and you're going.
And I agree with you.
Man, like, and so no, listen. So it's not that I'm not like staunch conservative and screw the libtard. Like, it's not that. It's that I'm sitting here going, this is what I think, my personal opinion, my take on my research, my ingest of information. But like, I don't really know the answer to that question, because sometimes I wonder, like, one day we're told one thing and one day we're told another. And now I'm out here going, this is the greatest psych ops I've ever seen in my life in the last 3 years of our life. And I'm going, I don't really want to be so staunchly like rah about something, because it stresses me out. It kind of stresses me out as a person.
Isn't part of that like separating fact from fiction, separating opinion from reality?
Yeah, and I think for me, what I try to do is I stay. It's not that I'm staying neutral, because I very am conservative. I love Jesus and I love the Bible and I love the Constitution, and I'm all like, America, like I'm all about freedom and America and capitalism and just like living life and being great. But at the end of the day, there are so many layers to the shit that's going on in the world right now that it
But the problem is
what is fact and what is fiction.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem. And this is what has happened with right-wing media and most of the right side of the world, is that you guys take things that are obviously fact and turn them into fiction. The fact that you won't admit that JFK Jr. is dead, he's not coming back, there's no VP candidacy. I mean, that's what changes reality into fiction. And you guys do that with everything.
Said, but it's not relevant to my life right now. That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't matter if it's relevant. If I tell you 2 + 2 is 5, you should say, no, Dan, it's 4. That's what you should say. You should say, no, you're wrong. Not that it matters in your life. It's not going to change whether you can feed your kids. But this is where we go awry. This is where the liberals say, wait a sec, we're talking about reality. And you guys go, I don't know what's real in the New York Times. It's in the New York Times, so it's got to be bullshit. But if it's fucking JFK Jr. being dead,
bullshit. I feel like it's all fucking bullshit. I feel like,
but it's not. But that's the problem.
It is though, because 1 minute it's this and 1 minute it's that. I mean, let's just like take COVID for a second. Like we were all over here going like, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. The vaccines are bad for you. They're bad for you. Blah blah blah. Don't take them. Do this. Do this. And now Moderna and all of them are coming out. Pfizer. They're getting banned. They're not administering them anymore. They have side effects. There's all this stuff that I'm going, but yeah, were we really that crazy? Because we were saying don't do this and we didn't buy into it and we decided not to do it. And then everyone said, you're a fucking asshole. You're going to be the cause of a super spreader. You're blah, blah, blah. And now we're sitting here going, but we told you all of this. We saw it coming. We did the research. We knew where to find it. We were telling you called us crazy. Okay. So now this is where the conservatives are. The conservatives are at this place. We're like, we already know it's a bunch of bullshit. All this is a bunch of bullshit. This indictment is a bunch of fucking bullshit. Straight up a fucking bunch of bullshit. There are a million other people that if he gets indicted, they better open up Epstein's list and start going boom, 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 right down the list, baby doll, because they're all on that and they all have done it hundreds and hundreds of times.
You know what's interesting? Okay, I'm tired of listening. Okay, I'm tired of listening to you talk. Because you're saying the same thing over and over and over and over again. You know what's interesting is that everything you accuse, no, you're not talking to facts. You're talking opinion. You're making shit up as you always do, and you don't have the difference between. You don't understand the difference between facts and opinion. You guys are so fucking far gone now that you can't even understand. There's a distinction between 2 + 2 = 4, and whether I believe in some political philosophy. You don't understand because you've convinced yourself. You basically brainwashed yourself into not believing reality anymore, and that's why we've lost. You become untethered, and we can't have a discussion anymore because you can't even agree what a fact is. You can't agree that JFK Jr. is dead. You refuse to say it. You won't say it.
I literally.
I don't know. I don't know if he's dead. Okay, I don't know if 2 + 2 = 4.
I said he was dead. You didn't listen.
I was listening, and you kept saying, "I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he's coming back." How can you not know if a dead guy's coming back?
And I said, "Well, I don't know if he's coming back. That's weird." Like,
right? Because he's fucking dead. Just say he is dead. He's not coming back. I know that JFK Jr. is not coming back. Say that.
He said he wasn't coming back.
Say it again, just to make me happy because you like me.
No, I'm gonna stab you. I left my knife downstairs. I'm gonna fucking go get it. I'm stabbing you and screaming.
Well, because you just won't.
By the way,
you just don't want to. And this is where we go awry. This is where every argument becomes impossible to resolve because when you won't agree to what reality is, and you just have to stick on what your opinions. You know what? Nobody ever knew whether the vaccines were going to work.
Right.
We didn't know. We said we hope they do, and I'm going to go get one in the case it does.
Yeah.
And then somehow the pandemic stopped and people stopped dying. We said, great, that worked. Maybe they didn't work. Maybe it was herd immunity. Who knows? But that
maybe it was Jesus.
Maybe it was Jesus.
My Lord and Savior.
Look, faith is something that I understand. I don't agree with your faith. I respect your faith. I acknowledge your faith.
You're a Jew. How do you not? We're like, seriously.
No, I disagree with your evangelical Christianity and your Jesus freak lunacy. That's fine. But I respect it, and it's okay that you do it.
Who do you believe in? Who's your God?
I'm an atheist.
Jesus Christ, I can't. You were not raised that way.
I am 100% atheist. I do not believe in an invisible man in the sky.
Okay, do you believe in something?
No, let's not get off on this tangent. We can do this the next show. Let's stick on Trump for a second.
This is what Jesus freaking the Jew is about. It's the fact that
But this episode.
You want to know why our facts and our opinions and our alignment doesn't always mesh? It's because I truly.
Because I'm in reality and you're not?
No, listen. Okay. I'm sitting back and I am watching and I am reading and I'm educating myself on all different sides.
I never do.
Let me finish on all the sides. But I really have learned, and this is facts. This is where Jesus freak comes in. I am taking a higher level and a higher approach to it. So you asked me if JFK is coming back, and I'm like, I don't know, probably not, but like, I don't know.
That's stupidity. That's not faith. That's stupidity.
No, it isn't. And yes, anybody, if you interviewed 100 people who are at a high level of understanding of faith and just trusting God and walking through life and not going, that's the answer. I control this. I got this. It's a different mindset, Dan. And it might seem weird, but that's actually facts. Like, yeah,
it's not facts. It's not facts. Why can't you admit it's not facts? It's your belief. It's fine if you believe it.
Died in a plane crash. Sure. Yeah, he died. I mean, we all saw the plane and like the story and the thing and all the whatever. There are people out there that believe he's still alive.
They're stupid.
Okay,
why don't you disavow those stupid people? Why don't you stay? I don't want to list the stupid people.
Let me finish. It is not my place to judge someone who's got some kind of whacked out opinion. It has zero bearing on my life. What the fuck do I care?
Why would I care? But they're stupid. I don't care they're stupid. Okay, I don't care. Why do I care they're stupid? But they're stupid.
It does not affect my life in this moment, in the decisions I have to make as a woman, as a mother, as a human to move my life forward. I love you, but why do I need to sit and marinate on someone else's stupidity?
It's because it's reality.
But does that reality actually?
We need to be anchored to reality as human beings. We need to be anchored to reality, and you're not. And your conservative movement is not. And this podcast is proving it. What's 2 plus 2? What's 2 plus 2?
97. I am anchored.
What's 2 plus 2?
97.
So this is what you guys do. This is your game. Like, we're just gonna say fucking black is white and white is black just to own the libs. You just owned me there. Good job. You owned me. I mean, this is why the world, because Trump came in and convinced 75 million people that reality is not real. And you guys, like the cult that you are just going in and lapping it up. Oh, you're right. JFK Jr. might come back. I don't know. Maybe you have a higher faith. Blah, 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 blah. It's lunacy. You should be in a mental institution.
Could you imagine if him and Carolyn Bessette showed up on the ticket and he was running for office? Could you imagine?
What? If he did, I'll tell you what. If he did, I'll fucking vote Republican for the rest of my life. The rest of my life, I'll never vote Democrat again.
Story, no argument. Just to deviate for a second, what would you do? Would you just be like?
I'd be in church with you every Sunday praying to Jesus.
I that would be next level insanity. It would literally completely flip everything and anything upside down. And I think the whole world.
What if ghosts came in and carried me away and deposited me in Tampa to be your roommate?
Oh my God, that would be so fun. You should come to Tampa. Come on, it'd be so fun. Yeah. You could get it sand like me, bro.
Yeah, redheads.
You do your hair blonde.
All right, so basically, what have we established? We've established today that you actually admitted that Trump has committed a misdemeanor at the beginning of the podcast.
I did not admit that he committed a misdemeanor. You asked me if he fucked someone, and I said, maybe.
We walked through all the elements of a falsifying business.
A misdemeanor. Having sex with someone is not a crime.
I told you at the beginning, the sex didn't matter.
Locked up forever.
The sex was immaterial, irrelevant to the crime.
Asked me. And I said, I don't know.
That was one of the things I asked you. You probably said, well, now I'm sure the 4 other things I asked you, you're like, I don't know if you asked those things. I don't remember. It's on video, but maybe it's fucking AI or Chat GPT. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You admitted the elements of a misdemeanor. We never really got too deep into the elevation of the misdemeanor to the felony because you started talking about Jesus and JFK Jr. and rubbing your breasts and doing whatever else you do.
I just wanted to see my shirt. It's cute. It's beautiful, badass. My mommy got it for me.
Okay. So we've admitted, your side has admitted that he committed a misdemeanor. We're still not sure about. We're not sure about if it's a felony, and we're not sure if JFK Jr. is going to be on the ballot in 2024. That's what we've learned today.
This case is just a bunch of bullshit to distract people from the fuckery that's really going on in the White House right now, and the Restrict Act, and all these other amazing things that they're trying to just sweep under the rug, and the American people are going to get fucked 10 times over. That's what I think.
And what we've also learned is
Trump
that
is a shiny object that they dangle to the American public to distract them from focusing on what's really going on. That's going to literally fuck everybody.
Okay. And what we've also learned is that you conflate
Watch the
opinion and
pattern.
fact and reality and belief
People
and
have
faith
patterns.
and all sorts of different stuff to create some narrative that justifies their position in the world.
Our whole life in our world and everything we live in revolves around patterns. Weather, cyclical, economic.
Look, we're 31 minutes. We're done. It's over.
Just saying, watch the pattern.
It's over and you lost again. But you know what? We had a good time.
You know what? I don't lose.
We learned some things.
I educate and inform and enlighten. I never lose. I always win. Do you see this?
We've learned a lot today. Hey, look, we've been gone for 6 months. I think this was a good return. You know, this is we did
Don't
well.
call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
Peace out.
Bye.